This meeting is being recorded.
All right, what's up, everyone? I believe we're on episode 8 or 9. We'll go with 8. It's just me and Tim today. Is your last name? What's your last name, Tim?
Cline.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Timothy Cline. Tim Cline. It's just me and him today. We're gonna answer some cool questions. I got some questions people sent in. Plus, we'll get to know what makes this guy tick a little bit, where he got his start from. How long have you been bodybuilding? Like, what was your first show?
2011, Mr. EIU.
Mr. EIU, what's that?
Eastern Illinois University.
Okay.
I went to so the year before I won Mr. EIU powerlifting.
Oh, okay. So you came from powerlifting.
I did the Mr. EIU bodybuilding.
Yeah. That's funny. We started competing like right around the same time.
Yeah. When it was when it wasn't as popular.
Yeah, man, shows were nice back then because you could get in and get out. You know, there was one class. They hadn't even started men's physique yet, I don't think.
No, there was just figure, and wasn't it figure and women's bodybuilding and then bodybuilding?
Yeah, I think they had just started bikini. Like, it was brand new. And it was funny because I remember one of the first shows I did, all the classes were like backstage together. It was like, you don't see that as much now. There's so many classes. I remember you seeing, like, it was kind of surreal to me because it was my first experience, and there's like bikini chicks walking around with like basically nothing on, and I was like, whoa, this is a different world here.
Black backdrop too.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Did you see that the Italy show had like a really bad backdrop? The 100 did?
Yeah, I didn't get to see all of that. I just know Hunter won. He looked good.
Yeah, he looked solid. Yeah.
No.
I don't know if he'll crack that top 5 or 6, but he looked good. He definitely was.
Nothing worse than getting better, but your placing goes down.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think he's gonna look his best, but just miss the top 5. I think he'll get 6 or 7.
Yeah, probably right around there. Yeah. So were you were a powerlifter before? Did you play like sports before that? Like, what made you fall in love with bodybuilding?
I was done with sports, so I wanted to compete in something. And powerlifting just didn't seem like it had a lot of longevity. I know people laugh bodybuilding longevity, but as far as joints go, I mean, my shoulders started bugging me, you know?
Yeah.
So
recently? Oh, from powerlifting.
When I was powerlifting.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I gotta quit this.
Yeah. I think with bodybuilding, like, you can make it really longevity thing if you do it right. You know, the longevity is based on the person, how they train, their drugs, you know, if they clean their body out and all that good stuff.
Hear something funny?
What?
When I won Mr. EIU, they started drug testing the next year.
Really?
Yeah. And all I ran for that show was 500 tests, Winstrol, and Cline.
Huh. Was that already a drug tested show, or is that?
No, it was not.
Huh.
But the guy before me was pretty ridiculous, but he was like a middleweight.
Yeah.
Healed. I wasn't as lean as he was, but I was way bigger than he was.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And then you just kind of kept.
I was considered a heavyweight, but I was like 185. The way they had it was different. I think it was like 185 and up was a heavyweight.
Yeah.
165 to 185 was middleweight, and 165 and below was light heavyweight. 20-pound. That was how they did it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then did you just continue to compete every year, every couple years, like from when you first started? How the journey go after when you first started?
I did another show 2 weeks later. I did the NPC Mid Illinois. I got second or third out of 23 in the
nice
class as a 186 pounder, 185 pounder, something like that.
Right.
And then after that, I didn't compete till 2014.
Okay.
Took a couple of years off.
Yeah.
I hated the shaving, and I hated that. I loved the lifting, and I didn't mind the diet, but I hated the cardio and the shaving and the tan and the posing. Because my go back, man, that was terrible posing. Oh, yeah. You don't learn it. You didn't know.
Right, right. Yeah, you don't know. It's yeah. Did you end up working with like opposing coach, or who was your
I
first
just
like
relied
well-known
on
coach?
people that have done a show before, and of course, all their shit wasn't the best of knowledge back then.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Right.
I literally did 2 hours of cardio a day for like weeks to get in
Yeah.
shape. I murdered myself.
Yeah. I've done that before. I did 3 hours of cardio one time. Um, it was just because I had done 3 shows in a row, and the first show I did pretty decent, and then the second show I had eaten way too much food for like a couple weeks, and I was pissed at myself. I came in a little sloppy or just a little watery, and so then I was like, "Fuck that." That was actually the third show was nationals. The first time I did it in 2020, and so I had 3 weeks in between the show, and so I ended up doing.
I think you did that show with me. Were you a heavyweight?
No, I was a super. Yeah,
In 2020?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. I think I saw you at the show. I did that show too. But I
yeah,
was
yeah. I was peeled, but I was pretty flat from doing 3 hours of cardio a day.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you were more peeled than most supers.
Yeah, yeah, I was. Yeah, I was borderline a heavyweight. I probably should have just pushed it to heavies, but whatever.
How tall
Yeah.
are you again?
I'm right like between 6 foot and 6'1".
Gotcha. Yeah, you'd be a
Yeah,
little for heavy.
yeah. I was gonna bring up some pictures. Let's see. So you're getting ready for nationals. Do you know anybody that you're gonna be battling with in the supers?
I know that A Train Weber's doing it on. I'd just rather say the Instagram name because people can find him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could look him up.
He got fifth last year. Jordan Vanderflyer's doing it. He got fourth last year. I got third last year. And
Yep.
then Dermot might be doing it.
A Train. Oh, A Train Web, you said?
Yeah, he looks good.
Okay, let me share a screen here real quick. I pulled up his Instagram. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I think I've seen this guy before. So he got fifth last year?
Yeah, he got fifth.
Okay. Okay, so he trades. He's from Kent. Is he from? Oh no, he just must have visited there or something.
No, he lives in Canada, I think.
Oh, he does.
I think he's there. I think he's like in Buffalo.
Oh, and then he just mobs up there.
Yeah, it's just right across. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last time he did national. This is last year.
Great,
Okay.
and all the pictures going into the show too. I mean, he looked good.
Okay, yeah, I remember this guy. Okay, from last year. Yeah.
I was
So
posted right next to him the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think I had a chance against half these guys the way they look on Instagram.
I know. Isn't that hilarious too, man?
Yeah.
Like it's just some people just project.
But he
like,
didn't look good. He didn't look any different. It was just, I just think, I don't know, man. It's just how next to the judges, what they see the skin texture. And that's what helps me is my skin texture.
Yeah, definitely. I think this dude looks good. I mean, I don't know how recent these pictures are, but
they're probably recent. I mean, he stayed lean. I mean, he looks good. He looked good last year coming in the show too.
Yeah, he looked like he put on some size.
I think he looked better than Jordan, like in pictures.
Yeah,
Jordan.
The only thing I'm seeing is he might just not be round enough in the upper body quite yet.
I mean, round there. I mean,
that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm nitpicking. You never fucking know, dude. The thing is, like, if just anybody nails it, you never know.
And I'll be honest with you. A lot of guys, man, it's just different. Some guys come alive when they start posing.
True. That's very true.
Some people, they just stand there. You look backstage and you're like, holy shit. And then
Who was the other?
You know.
Oh yeah, I remember Jordan. I remember him from last year.
Good.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. You know, or not George Janowitz. That's the wrong guy.
Yeah, he's at the Olympia.
Yeah, right.
Before.
You what?
I said he beat me before.
Okay, what was that?
Second at heavyweights, and I got fifth. I lost to. He got second. Shear got first.
Oh,
Janowitz got second. Bell got third. And then fourth. No, Bell got fourth. Third place was Walter Debs, and I got fifth.
oh, Debs didn't he just win his class at North Americans?
Yeah, he got his pro card.
Yeah,
Me and Bell are the only ones that didn't get a pro card yet.
it's coming, man.
Yeah, but Bell looked good. I mean, look how good Jordan looks. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he killed it at Texas, man. He looked
In my
really
opinion,
good.
he's a real like he's made the most of his genetics.
Yeah,
That guy, if anybody's going to ask him about how to train or do diet stuff, I think that guy knows what he's talking about.
yeah. Look at that
You know
before
what I
and
mean?
after. It's pretty good. Yeah.
I think that guy knows what he's doing.
Somehow,
Some guys can eat spaghetti and make top three. You know,
dude. Somehow his head got smaller. I'm just kidding. It's just
yeah.
I think the picture on the left is a picture of a computer screen, so it's the angle,
so, yeah.
body angles are all fucked up. But
then
yeah, he
he's
looks crazy good.
hard
Hard as fuck. Yeah.
He does 212.
Yeah. He won Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Let's pull up Hunter's buddy here. What's his name again?
Jordan and then V Vander.
Oh yeah, V. That's right. Yeah, Vander something. There he is. You know, like I'm not gonna lie, like leading into nationals last year, I was obviously following him because you know he trades with Hunter and everything, and I wasn't like super thinking he was gonna do well, but he has a good backside, and he just came in peeled. You know what I mean?
He came in peeled.
He's not like overly crazy from the front, but yeah, from the back, I think he's really good.
He gets hard.
Yeah, this is a good shot right here. I think 1 point. Yeah, he surprised me last year. I didn't think he was gonna break into that top 5. I wonder how old he is.
I think he's close to my age because I'm 36. I would say he's probably 34.
Yeah, he's like close to our age, like mid to late 30s. Yeah.
He actually went to my fitness zone. He actually trains he used to train at my gym.
Really?
He used to be stationed at Scott Air Force Base, which is right by me.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's how I know him. We talk on Instagram here.
I forget you're in Texas, right?
I'm in Illinois.
Oh wait, does he live in Illinois?
He lives in Texas now, but he used to live in Illinois.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He used to go to my gym.
I see.
We used to go to the same gym.
Wait, I'm getting this guy mixed up with somebody. Has he had his pro card for a while, this guy, or
Walter Debs got his pro card. He's not doing nationals, but I was just saying at that 2021,
right,
when Jordan got second and Shear got first, that guy got third. Walter Debs.
Who won North Americans? You know his Instagram name?
The guy just recently?
Yeah.
The super heavy?
Yeah, we'll take a look at him. He didn't win the overall, did he?
Who was it? Fuck.
I'm gonna pull this up while we're thinking of
This
it.
guy Justin Kelly won light heavyweight.
Who won? So I know that the super didn't win the overall. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he did. Let me look. I don't know. We have to.
I'd have to look it up.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it. I don't remember. I wasn't as impressed with the class, but
yeah,
that's the guys look great. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The guys top to bottom, top 5 look great, but there was one that just jumped out. Like, oh damn.
That's true. Yeah, they just had this pro show today, in Europe, and I guess a bunch of people were pissed because they thought Presti won, the guy in the middle, but the Bruno, oh, it's sideways. That's not going to work. This Bruno Santos guy, he won, so he got the last qualification to the Olympia, and these are probably all sideways, but I seen there was a YouTube video about it, and see, this is Presti, the taller one.
Oh shit, he got second.
Yeah, he's the Italian dude. And
I had to see the back shot. I mean, who was
that? Dude, yeah, it was a good show. I mean, that's a good top 4. Internet's lagging a little bit. Presti's got a good.
Here's my opinion. Some judges will use certain poses as like their measuring stick.
Right. Okay. Here's his back. Presti was peeled from the back. I mean, so Bruno, the guy to his left, won in the
guy
green.
in the green?
Yeah, he won. Presti got second. I mean, it's close. It's close.
Ooh.
That's a good top four, though. They're all peeled, dude. Look at that. That's not very common in a open pro show where like top four is just peeled like that.
Ooh. Let's see.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy in the green's got a big old chest, but.
Oops. Yeah. Oops. Let me go back to that. But yeah, I was gonna bring up. Gosh, where was I at? There we go. I don't know why my internet's so slow. I think like my roommate's probably gaming in the other room or some shit. Using up all the internet.
It's because Oregon's allowing all these illegals over there. They're using your internet.
Right. Dude, yeah. Well, fuck. You're probably right. I'll just stop it for a second there. Yeah. So, let's talk about you had a client that had like a crazy high IGF score, right?
Yeah, he's doing 10 IUs of a certain it's a UGL.
Yeah, you certain generic, yeah.
Yeah. 997.5 IGF level.
97?
997.
Not holy.
97.
997.
Most guys are lucky when they're pushing 20 IUs to hit 700.
Dude, yeah, that shit must be real. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he's doing a bottle a day.
Mm-hmm. For how long? Yeah, just whatever. Yeah.
Cycle, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also doing 20 IUs Atlantis. I have him doing 20 IUs Atlantis, which helps as well. But dude, like, that's pretty cool to see. That's why it's for people to check their blood work instead of buying the same brand of shit and it being 320.
Oh man, yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that you're 100% right. Like, if you're gonna go with a certain brand, like
$118 for blood work, I'm sure it was worth it.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna go with the brand consistently, like you said, it's so smart to just get it tested because you could spend thousands of dollars on just nothing, or you could find out right away when you first start buying that connection. Test it.
His first couple text messages were like, "Hey," he goes, "Is it normal for your hands to be really numb?" I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. What I love about GH is like, the sleep, obviously. My favorite time to take it is before bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, you always have like a slight pump, you know what I mean? Like you feel, or at least I do, I'll wake up with just a little lap pump, and then you feel like a little bit of pressure in your hands. I can usually always tell like if it's real by that. The connection that I have right now seems to be really good. And the on the message board, they post testing results for the GH, but still like
Jano shit.
No, it's something else. I'll tell you off air, but
yeah,
I still should test it myself because they could just post tests, from somewhere else and just say it's that. So yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Test your GH,
his test levels were on 500 tests, over 3,200.
Nice. Yeah.
500 tests.
That's awesome. Is he relatively new to gear, or has he been taking for a while? Or
this is his first year.
Yeah.
He's put on 40 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
9 months. 245 to 285.
Oh, that's a big boy.
High responder, good shape.
That's a big boy. How tall is he?
I'd say 6'1". I think he's 6'1", 6'2". He's never done a show because he's like 23.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, do you do anything specific like before? Like, I probably pee 5 times a night. Do you do anything specific like lower your water before bed or anything to like control that, or do you just deal with it?
Actually, I usually like my last meal is actually like a shake.
Yeah.
That helps.
Right.
I'm pounding the salt and the sodium all day.
True.
And then I also like to a water load early in the day.
Okay. So just take more water earlier. I need to start.
I normally have a shake. I usually train, have my shake, and then we're up an hour or so, and then I go to bed. I pin my GH probably 70 minutes post after my meal post workout, and then
What do you have in your shake right now? Is it carbs too, or
I get a bagel, oats, protein powder,
nice,
and blueberries in my shake.
Yeah, man, when you're dieting, those
125 carbs my last meal.
Like how many?
125 grams of carbs.
Nice. Do you backload
my
carbs?
Other meals are around 70 carbs.
Okay, I was gonna say you backload the carbs a little bit towards the end.
I'm getting 425 carbs a day right now.
Yeah. Do you backload the carbs at the end just to like stay fuller before you go to bed, like satiated?
It's just I'm training later in the day, so my last meal has to hold me over for recovery.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just my post workout's always the biggest meal.
Oh, I see.
Sleepy carbs also help you be sleepy, so you get a double benefit.
Right. I see what you're saying. So you train before your last meal, and then you have that last meal, you go to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you like it like that, or is that just because of your schedule?
It's because of my schedule, but I like it now.
Yeah. I did that for a couple of years, like the last couple of years, leading it all the way up until a couple months ago. I switched, but just the way my work schedule was, I would get off at like 8 p.m. and then train, eat meal 6, and then go to sleep. So it works. I've never been a huge fan of training later in the day, but you can get it done whenever. My favorite time to train is after one meal. It's just
me too.
I just get up, get a big breakfast.
We're doing that tomorrow.
Nice, yeah.
We usually eat 1 or 2 meals and do legs on Sundays because I don't have as many clients.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually, if it was a perfect world, and she was on the same schedule as me, I'd probably do fasted cardio, eat 2 meals, train, and then I'm done with my working out and just eat the rest.
Yeah.
After 2 meals, I like the most.
Mm-hmm. So how many weeks from Nationals are you?
12. I'm 13 weeks out from Nationals, 12 weeks out from the show the week before.
Oh, are you just doing that? You're just doing that as a warm up, right?
Yeah, because he's never peaked me before, so we'll have a good what I gotta do.
Because you don't have to requalify because you're a top 5, right?
Yeah, I don't need to, but we're gonna try keeping the growth in and see how I look the first show.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I did that. Not the last 2 shows, but the show before that. I tapered it down. I was running 10 for the off season, then first part of prep I did 8, and then we bumped it to 6. But I like the look. It was definitely a fuller look for sure.
I had a guy win his class today, and what we did was we just cut his growth to 3 IUs the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether to keep it in or cut it. So I said, hey, we're going to split the difference and go halfway.
Right, yeah. Well, it has the good fat burning effects too. You know what I mean?
White boy's got to have it to keep the fullness.
Exactly, man.
He was already hard. I mean, he was leaner than everybody. He lost in the overall, but as a middleweight, he lost light heavy.
Right.
But he needed that fullness.
Yeah. So when you train, someone asked about full range of motion. What was the question? Let me read it. What's the most ideal way of training? The Ronnie Coleman 3/4 rep or the modern full ROM? I'll let you go first.
There's benefits. There's benefits to both. I always tell people when you have a range of motion, you have what's called full range of motion. That's the entire range you can go through. Then you've got active range of motion where it's the most active.
Right.
Ronnie Coleman was training. And if you subtract full range of motion from active range of motion, that's called passive range of motion. Passive range of motion is what I call the fat of the movement. So So it's unnecessary to always go full range of motion.
That's
So a
very
lot
true.
of times what I do, and to be honest with you, like when we do hack squats, we'll do what's called 1.5 reps. We'll go all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, and up is 1. So I like doing it. Try it. You'll love
I
it.
will.
Because on the way up, the set when you got to go all the way up, you've already lost the reflex action when you come back down. So you can't use your hips to drive it up. You got to use your quads.
That's very true. That's very true. Those hip flexors come into play at top part of that rep for sure.
And there's benefits to all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, when I have a steak, I cut it up with a steak knife. Could I use a butter knife? Absolutely. But I prefer to cut it with a steak knife.
Yeah.
People want to just, I got to use full range of motion for everything. I got to do partial. You got to use both. Both is the way to go. There's benefits to both. Just for chest. For chest is the easiest one to explain. If you lock out every chest press, you're going to get that extra tricep work. Because my chest grows quickly, but my triceps don't. So I started doing more lockouts on my chest.
Right.
Now my triceps are getting a lot better.
That's true.
Small adjustment, but my chest is already strong enough. It's already good enough for my physique. It will keep, if I get up to 270, 265 on stage, my chest will not be a weakness.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at my arms. I'm like, my arms say, my legs say super heavyweight, my chest and back say super heavyweight, and my delts say super heavyweight, but my arms say heavyweight.
Yeah.
You have to look at your physique in little pieces. And I would say my hamstrings right now say heavyweight, but my glutes and my quads say super heavyweight.
Yeah, your glutes and quads are solid.
So
yeah, that's funny. I would say I'm the same as you. Besides the back as well needs to come up, arms and back.
My back needs to get leaner.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it is. It always looks huge. Like against Justin, I thought my back looked Abbott.
Yeah.
I thought my size of my back, besides my erectors, was just as big.
Right.
He had that detail.
Yeah, he's got those crazy glutes. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, he had that too. I was mainly talking about back, but his glutes were crazy.
Yeah. He's one of those guys who are just like naturally glute striated. But yeah,
deadlifts like 800 from the floor.
Damn.
So it makes me think, you know what? I need to start. And I've been doing way more rack pulls and RDO.
Yeah.
And my glutes look great. Like,
oh yeah, good.
Can tell there does something. But here's the deal: deadlifts take a lot of energy to do. They take a lot of wattage.
Right. Yep.
For me, I can't go heavy on them every week. I got to do every other week.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it is stagger it every other week. Because if you're smashing deadlifts like that and then smashing a leg day and then smashing deadlifts every single week, it catches up to you, especially during prep too. Definitely. Yeah, I agree on that same thing. Like everyone is on this full ROM train now, and that's fine. I like that it's teaching people good form. But yeah, the points you made about the active range and the passive range like that, I'm glad I brought this up because you're bringing in some good knowledge here. That's something that people do not talk about on Instagram or any of these clickbaity videos that you see. What's the most important part of the range? That's Ronnie. Look how big Ronnie's chest was. And, when he was doing all of his barbell pressing, he was doing 3/4 reps. And his chest was huge. And his triceps were, I guess, if you could knock Ronnie on anything, would be his triceps. So maybe he could have done a little bit more. I more or less think that's just a genetic thing. He just had massive biceps, and he never really figured out how to pose his triceps too. I don't think Ronnie did.
I mean, when you're that big, the side triceps already, 3 weeks out, he's finally able to reach his back.
I know, right? Exactly.
Remember what Raleigh Winkler, how he did the pose?
Oh yeah.
Go look up a picture of Raleigh Winkler, how he did the side tri.
I will.
Pull it
right
up.
Now? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna pee real quick, so you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, take your time. So yeah, I'm gonna pull up. Let's see. I wish my internet wasn't so slow. So much. All right. So yeah, we're gonna check out Rolly. Oh my god, this guy's triceps are probably the best of all time. Him and Phil Heath. You cannot deny that. Phil and Rolly Winkler, best triceps ever. Rolly probably had a little bit more overall size. I don't know. That's tough. That is tough. I'll have to ask. I'll ask Tim when he gets back.
Yeah, look.
What do you guys think?
He's got a.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, see that on stage.
Okay, cool.
The one you're about to click. He hit that.
Yeah, right here.
Stage.
Yeah, he's just like, nope, I'm not even gonna. Right here, okay, right here. He's like, I'm not even gonna grab for it. Not even gonna attempt. See the bottom right one. I'm clicking the bottom right. My internet's being so slow. But
I hit it like that on stage too.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't even turn around. You don't even grab. You don't even grab it.
It's on my profile picture on Facebook. It's like the second. Yeah, I hit it like that, and it looks good like that.
Yeah. Do you think? Oh, here. Gosh, my internet's slow. There you go.
See, I told you. He did it like that.
You're right.
Your arms
that was
big.
I think that was the New York Pro, his first pro win right there. He was super lean too. Gosh, look at this one all the way to the left. Just strided on both sides. Just like,
isn't that nuts?
What's crazy about Rolly's tricep is like most people's long head is like way longer than their short head, but you look at his, it's just a big horseshoe. It's almost the same. It's fucking wild. Who do you think? Let's see. Who has better triceps, Phil or Rolly?
I'm trying to think.
That's a close one, man. Might be Rolly. I don't know. I think Phil just had stupider like overall arms, like with the crazy brachialis.
Yeah.
Forearm. But Phil still hit the side tricep normally.
He did.
He would do this one like a classic opened up one. Yeah, I'd say Rolly because Rolly had the back part bigger, like the that's the long head, right? The one that goes down by the elbow.
I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Do you think Rolly was taking fucking telomesartan and all that healthy stuff that guys do now? You gotta ask. Do you think he was doing mobility? No, he was just a freak. Phil was a way better bodybuilder.
Oh yeah.
Rolly though was the guy that people would just be like, "What the fuck."
Yeah, Rolly guest posed at one of the Emerald Cups up here, and yeah, he was probably 300 pounds at the time, and oh, dude, it was crazy, it was nuts. Have you seen Rolly lately? He's so downsized now.
Probably smart.
Yeah,
downsized
seriously.
to him might be 235 and lean.
You know? No shit. Yeah. Phil still looks pretty good. He's still like big. He just doesn't look like.
Phil looks good, but I'm telling you what, Phil's probably got a good team under him of doctors and leading them to where.
Which one has the pictures? The Gary Unit or the NPC News Online?
NPC News Online.
Okay. Here we go, right here, North Americans.
Is anybody else joining?
No, it's just us two tonight. Yeah.
2023 or 2024? Okay.
2024. It's just taking forever. Yeah. We'll just take a look at these real quick and answer a few more questions. I know it's getting a little bit late for you over there. You're 2 hours behind, right?
Yeah. It's 8:40. It's good.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. 2024. Let's go. Men's bodybuilding. Here we go. Oh, this was last year. Kennedy Y. Yeah. See? Okay, we got to click on. That's weird that it had 2023 popped up. Kennedy.
He looked good.
Kennedy's a beast, man. He looks huge now. Have you seen him now?
I did. He looks great.
Oh, man. Sponsored by Animal. See, that's weird. See, I don't. Do they have them up? Because I just clicked 2024. I go down here and it says Kennedy, and
They must not have posted it yet. That's crazy.
that's
Was this
crazy.
last weekend?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe they don't have them up yet. Oh well. Yeah.
You know who we should talk about?
Who's that?
That guy that died.
Oh yeah, the big,
Yeah. Why don't we
the
talk
big
about
dude.
him? Yeah.
Yeah.
You should show a picture of him because everybody's looking him up. That way you get more views. Pull the Dave Palumbo style.
Yeah. I'll pull him up here. I know his name was Ole.
Call him.
Huh?
I think it's Iliam, Illiam, and then
You can still see my screen, right?
yeah,
Okay. ELL.
it's ILL. Sorry,
Okay.
ILLIAM.
Bodybuilder.
I was the one that said they shouldn't even call him a bodybuilder. He never did a show.
I know. Yeah, here he
Hate
is.
that. It's not you're not a bodybuilder unless you've done a show.
I know. Did this guy ever do a show? That's what I'm wondering.
That's like saying, oh, that's a baseball player, but he just hit off in the batting cages.
I know, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So
that guy
the people
would never do good as a bodybuilder. His shape wasn't very good,
no, look how terrible his shape is, dude.
but massive. I'll give him that.
Yeah. So me and Tim were talking about this guy, and I seen this guy on YouTube. Suffered a heart attack. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Was it a heart attack?
Yeah, it says right here underneath the picture that he suffered a heart attack in his home on September 6th. Fell into a coma. His wife did chest compressions, waiting for the ambulance. Damn, look at him here. He's like smaller, but still big.
They said he lost a bunch of weight the year before. He's had some heart stuff, but he had a bunch of antibiotics he was taking from all the injections, the PMMA.
Right here, you see this picture of him? Like he looks somewhat.
I can't see it right now.
Oh, okay. Let me see something here. Let me share it again. 1 second. I'm over here talking about it like you can see it. Here we go. You can see it now, right?
I think it's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I do now.
But yeah, anyway. Yeah, see this picture of him right here? Like, I know this is probably 10 years ago, maybe. He looks somewhat, I wouldn't say healthy, but healthier.
Yeah.
But before he died, I think he had the tattoos all over his face. And
yeah, he did.
Of course, they're showing all of his older pictures. But it's one of those things where this is no joke, man. Like, you can't just keep redlining the body and expect to just survive, you know? Let's see. His 7 meals a day supposedly included 5 pounds of steak and more than 100 pieces of sushi. That's what it says on the New York Post here, but I mean, they probably blew that shit way out of proportion. Who knows?
That was probably a cheat.
That's a lot of
day.
steak. Yeah, right. But 5 pounds of steak, how would you digest that, dude? That would be so hard to digest. That would be literally a pound of steak for 5 meals. No way, dude. That's not happening. What do you say?
Yeah, that's a lot of meat. I mean,
dude.
I'll be honest. I think they're always going to throw the anabolics and the growth and all that into as the culprit. But the real culprit is when you weigh 340. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
How many bodybuilders at the 212 division have died like that? How many 212 guys do you see dropping dead?
Dude, that's a good point. Not that many. Not that I can even think of off the top of my head.
And what's also funny is, do you notice it's never like Yates or Haney or Phil Heath or the guys who were like winning the Olympia?
I know, right? I mean, besides Ronnie's back issues, all the Olympias are pretty healthy.
It's because they were so disciplined that they weren't doing rec drugs. They weren't being stupid with shit.
Yeah.
You know, they had good supervision.
Yeah, I agree.
I think diuretics are the most dangerous thing people can take. Weighing a lot is huge.
Mm-hmm.
The weight is almost like the hardest thing. Like when I get real heavy, it's just harder to breathe.
Yeah, it's I'm glad you bring that up. That's because that was actually a question somebody had. Like, the question was just diuretics now versus the '90s. Um, and man, I'm really glad that the diuretics have died out like since the '90s, because I've heard some stories in the '90s of dudes doing crazy diuretics. I mean, you hear like guys like Milos and Dennis James, them talking about it on their podcast, like running diuretics for multiple days at a time, aldactone, Lasix, crazy protocols. I don't know why those guys really did that back in the day. I don't think any. I mean, it's like rolling the dice, and you have a 1 out of 100 chance to hit it, and if you hit it, you nail it. But if you 99 out of that 100, you actually shit the bed. You know what I mean? So what do you think about that? I think the diuretics aren't used as much nowadays. They're still used. But the '90s had some crazy protocols. You just see you don't see the Lasix and aldactone and stuff. At least I don't. But you still see the, the main one that we use, slipping my head.
Diazide.
Diazide. Thank you. That's the one I just mainly see.
The
What do you think?
diazide is an insurance policy.
Right.
I really think, um, I think in the 90s, most likely people thought they had to do it.
Yeah. Part of the protocol.
Nowadays, people are realizing with other coaches who are like John Jewett and other ones who are saying that they've never used one, then other ones who just say they use a half tab of diazide.
Yep.
And I think some people might not be talking. I don't know. I just think that it's probably the percentage the percentage of, so if there's, I think before it was maybe like 80% of them were using it on stage or higher. Nowadays it's a lot less percentage, maybe like 60%.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So,
weird. I don't see why you would ever need to like run diuretics for like multiple. Have you heard some of these protocols from the '90s where they'll start at like a week out, 4 days out, 5 days out? You've heard about some of these, right?
yeah, that Peterson guy was doing that. Remember?
Yeah, I'm like, in my head, I know for my body has such a fast turnover that if I do one round of diuretics, like I need a day, or like you're gonna have to recover from that, refill, all that stuff. Like I just imagine you doing that for 3 or 4 days. I mean, I would just look like a freaking dried out sponge with no muscle. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that the human body would just be able to continue to squeeze out the water, go back the next day, squeeze out. I don't know what. I guess they were just going for the ultimate dry look by the end of that protocol, but it doesn't make sense logically to me.
They also would carve up with, what was it called?
Eye filling.
Eye filling,
Yeah, yeah.
You're kind of like doing three drastic things at once.
Yeah, that's a lot of Chad. It's a lot of Chad Nichols protocols and stuff.
The best show was Ronnie actually was cramping the night before, and apparently was told to drink 1.5 gallons of water in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Stage, he best Olympia yet.
Yeah, no, I think I heard that was the year that Jay almost beat him.
Okay, was that
one? Yeah, because he got sick. He got sick the night before. He thought he's gonna like so bad that he was gonna go to the hospital, possibly go out of the show. And then I think he went to the hospital. They gave him like an IV, and then he came back. And then I think Chad told him like, "Fucking pound 1.5 gallons of water." He's like, "Are you serious?" And he did. I don't know if he came back for night show or prejudging, but yeah, he improved his look big time. He was just so overly dehydrated. It's crazy.
At the end of the day, man, you're only talking about marginal differences.
Yeah.
Really.
Exactly.
You get healed earlier.
What's do you mind sharing your cycle at this point out? Your 10 Is this point out from your
Yeah, he just has me doing test and EQ right now.
test and EQ? Nice.
That's 500 EQ. That's nothing.
700 test, 500 EQ. He said.
6 I use GH.
Nice,
And
dude.
that's it.
That's a good start though, and I think there's a lot to be said for not ramping up too early. You know what I mean?
Because I haven't been on anything for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
So what's the
a lot
point?
better.
Your body's soaking up what you're on right now.
Yeah, he made it seem like you because your body can get sick if you go straight to 2 grams.
Oh yeah.
Well, 2 grams right out of the gate.
Well, especially because you spend your whole off season basically on TRT.
I would say 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the year.
Yeah.
Which is smart. Very smart. And then how many weeks out now?
13 and 12.
Okay, 13 and 12.
We'll probably be hitting hard here at 12 weeks out.
Yeah. Do you usually use like Cline and T3? Do you have to use that kind of stuff?
So I take 25 micrograms of T3 year round.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always on that.
Right, yeah.
Just because it just seems to keep my markers better.
Maintenance dose.
Yeah. So
do you feel like it keeps you leaner in the off season?
My last prep, I didn't touch T3. I just kept the 25 the whole prep. The Cline. What I did last prep was way different than any other prep. My diet didn't change very, very much. I kept food in pretty high. I did drop my carbs a little bit, but I relied on a lot of cardio last prep. I was doing 90 minutes, 45 in the morning, 45 at night. Sometimes I was doing an hour, just kind of what I feel.
Yeah.
Wanted my cardio. So what I did, what I envisioned was I want to burn more of my fat because I'm doing movement, cardio, for walks and those kind of things.
Yeah.
I was close, but I need to hit it a little harder. So he already had me started with 45 minutes of cardio every day.
Nice. Yeah.
He likes that I like the cardio.
Right. Yeah, I imagine week 12 he'll probably slowly add some other things in too.
Yeah.
12, week 8.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How much stuff by the end?
Yeah.
Including orals. Not just counting injectables. When you count orals, you got to remember if you're taking 50 Winstrol every day, that's 350 total milligrams.
Yep.
I don't count Proviron because Proviron has no anabolic activity. It just makes
it's so weak.
I don't count that towards my total, but I count the Winstrol. I'll count the Halo. I'll count any Anavar if we do that. No question.
Yeah, let's talk about Proviron real quick. You just like using Proviron just for the like anti-estrogen benefits and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I look great when I use it.
You think it makes you look harder just because of the lower estrogen levels?
I think there's something about it that helps you use all your other stuff better.
Oh, right. I've heard that. Like it's just kind of boost everything.
I think it makes you use everything better. I think it's because your test gets bound up.
Yeah.
Because my free test, one time I tested it when I was on Proviron, and it was like my free test was like 1,600.
Yeah.
Which is.
Have you ever ran Met before?
I haven't run Met. I know that I've got clients that like it.
Yeah.
I've never used it myself.
It's one of those ones where, man, it's strong, but it's like so. If you're sensitive to those estrogen side effects, watch out.
How much do you do?
So I haven't ran it really since it came. I remember when it kind of exploded onto the scene, maybe roughly 8 to 10 years ago when Tony Hughes kind of blew up and he was selling it on his website for a second. I got a bottle, but it's been a long time. But I do remember I did run it for about 3 weeks, and you have to run it really low because it's 50 mgs a milliliter, and I believe you want to keep it like between 100 and 200. 300 is like a really high dose. You can get really good strength gains if you just pop it in for like 2 weeks and then pull it out. But I think anything longer than that, you can feel your nipples. It's just very strong, but very estrogenic. You know what I mean?
What if you stacked it with something like a shitload of Masteron?
Yeah, or yeah, Mastron, Proviron, Primo, stuff like
Counteractive.
that. I think that would help.
Or is
But
it purely estrogen, or is it purely work because of the high estrogen? Like, I
I
don't know
think,
its mechanics.
yeah, I'd have to look into the mechanics of it, but I know some of the people that have used it successfully. I know Stu talked about it once. I heard him talking about it, and yeah, just popping it in for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, pulling it out, controlling the estrogen sides.
I've always wanted to get into using Anadrol in prep, but
Yeah,
I've never had the balls to do it. Just
yeah,
I hear about people running it 2 weeks out in the show and doing low food, not carbing up a lot and just running 100 milligrams of 8 bombs a day.
yeah.
Just
That I mean,
looking lights out.
that might work for you because I mean you're already pretty lean and hard, so like just having extra fullness,
Yeah.
you
I
never
don't know
know.
if that's following the coach's plan, but
Yeah, yeah,
he does something pretty similar to what I like doing, so it's good.
yeah.
I
Is
don't know,
it?
but he's talking about you were talking about Aldacto, and he's talking about that. And I'm like,
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing. He's worked with Chris Aceto for years.
yeah. I know if there's anybody that knows how to use those fucking '90s protocols successfully, it is Chris Aceto. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've tried Lasix before a couple times, like way back in the day. It seemed to work pretty good,
To me,
but
it's like that stuff would work good if you spilled over, then you got to use it.
yeah, yeah.
It makes sense.
You just carved up too much. Yeah,
Yeah, then you use it.
right.
But I think the problem is people make that the plan instead of using it for, okay, now we need to use this weapon.
Right.
That is the plan. The plan is I'm going to get extremely spilled over and hope this LASIK takes it off. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Sense.
yeah. Do you run Anavar during prep too, or just Winstraw?
I'll never do a prep without Winstraw.
Right.
Never. I always
Yeah.
use Winstraw. But Anavar I've tried a couple times. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what's doing what when you've got everything else.
I know that's yeah, that's the thing about like the last 4 to 6 weeks, right?
How I did it last time was I was doing 50 mgs. So this is my justification. I was doing Winstraw first thing in the morning with my first meal. Sorry, first meal. Then I was doing 50 milligrams of Anavar with my last meal.
Okay, there you go.
Because they're 50 mg tabs, so
Yeah,
it's impossible to break up. So I
that's
figured,
smart.
I've got an oral in my system all day. Whether
Yeah,
the half-life of this is 10 hours and this is 10 hours, regardless, I've got something circulating all day.
that's smart.
That's how
That's
I
a
did
good
it.
way to do it.
I had my first meal and last meal, I had an oral. Then I would take Proviron in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
I was doing 50, 50, 50.
yeah.
And then
You think,
when I had Halo, I was doing all 20 pre-workout because that shit, I don't like to take that stuff unless I'm about to go train.
yeah, yeah. You don't want to take it before bed or some shit.
Yeah. So right there, if you count that, that's 170 mgs of orals.
No shit. Yeah, it does add
And a
up.
lot of guys, if you look at like Cement Factory, he's got guys doing 200 milligrams of Winstrol, 50 milligrams of Halo, 150 milligrams of Anavar.
Yeah, and then I hear people throwing Superdrol on top of it too, or Anadrol, for the
And you
fullness.
got guys like John Jewett who post about, all you need is 30 milligrams of Anavar. It's like,
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, he's looking really good though. Jewett's looking good, man.
he's taking a lot now.
Yeah,
He's telling people he's taking more.
yeah,
Look
yeah,
how much bigger he looks.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see that. This Olympia is the best competition I think ever, as far as just front to back. But it's going to be really interesting to see that.
You think he
I
can
think
crack the top 10?
you what? Oh, do I think? Who are we talking about again?
John Jewett.
Oh, Jewett. I think he'll probably be like 11th or 12th. Just because once you say all the names, like, because even after, like, the perennial Derek, Cotty, Samson, Andrew, Nick, now you still have like Hunter and Rafa. Tonio just dipped out.
Yeah.
There's a bunch more. I mean, I'm not gonna I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's like 10 dudes that
Williams.
Akeem Williams, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 10 guys that are gonna be fighting for 5th to 15th. That's really, really competitive. Beirut, if he can make it, I doubt he's gonna make it. Martin, that's that one. Martin, Beirut, Hunter.
Martin's got some good shape.
And then Rafa. Who else has won a show this year? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And it's only 3 weeks, right? 3 or 4 weeks.
Could you imagine if Sean Roden was still alive if he was competing?
Man, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to bring say that real quick before we get off air. Was man, he got done so dirty by the IFBB. Man, that was the way they treated him was just so unjust. Man, like there's a dude in the NFL right now who's literally playing every single week, who's facing charges for like some pretty bad shit. I can't remember what it was. But we fucking live in America, man. Like people can wrongly convict you of shit all the time. So Dan Solomon, all these fuckers at the Olympia decided that they just had to keep him out of the Olympia. And say what you want about, whether he was going to die, rest in peace. But I think that partly killed the man. I mean, the guy works his whole life for his dream. He finally achieves it. He beats Phil Heath, the greatest of all time, arguably. And then he's portrayed as a convicted rapist without even being convicted by his own fucking league. Like, I will never forgive them for that. And I'm so surprised that they've never came out with some type of apology letter or something. But I saw something the other day on the internet and it was talking about that guy football being able to play with like domestic violence charges and this pending charges. And it was like, yeah, that's what pending charges are. So I don't know. That was fucked up, man. You know what I mean?
Was that the 2009? Did he win the 2018 Olympics?
Yeah, so he won the 2018, and then obviously he was cheating on his wife. That's not great. But he obviously had sex with this lady, and she framed him. She basically had sex with him, and her and her husband immediately went to the police station. Here's his semen inside me. Here's, whatever. And it was just a total setup. The lady that did this had already been to jail for fraud. Her and her husband tried to fraud U.S. Bank or something on some type of fraud deal. So like these people are known fraud suspects. She's a random fucking bikini chick. Sean's being a dog, typical black dude. I shouldn't say that. But they do tend to cheat a lot. But he sleeps with a girl one night and hey, whatever, doesn't think much of it. And then next thing you know, he's facing rape charges. I don't believe for a second why? Like the girl wasn't even that attractive. And Sean Roden probably could have slept with 65 to 70% of any IFBB bikini chick at that time because he's fucking Sean Roden. The single ones at least. So that's my rant. Rest in peace.
I mean, yeah, and so he didn't do the 2019 Olympia, correct?
No, they wouldn't allow him to. He wanted to. He was going to come back, but Dan Solomon the Olympia basically said, until the charges are figured out, we don't want the Olympia to be represented in that a rapist, basically calling him a rapist,
Was his last show the one he won the Olympia?
Yep. So he won the Olympia, was denied the next 2 years, and then died after that, heart attack or whatever it was.
2021, he died?
Yeah, 2021. Sad story, but yeah. At least he got one, He's a legend.
I heard he had a bunch of hiccups and shit all the time.
Yeah, he did throughout his career.
Does training hiccups?
Huh?
Does training?
Oh, you mean training with hiccups? Yes. That's actually a big issue with some bodybuilders. I know my buddy Ryan Foster. I think you know who he is. He trains down here. He was getting ready for the Vancouver this year, and he probably would have won, in my opinion. But he had chronic hiccups for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time. I mean, I can't imagine trying to sleep with hiccups, let alone I'll get hiccups for like 10 minutes and I'm pissed, And he had it for weeks at a time, and he kept going back and forth with the doctor, and it had something to do with his throat, his esophagus. I don't know. He figured out, though, after a while, once he took out Tren, it slowed down. And then with more research, I think he found out, or his coach found out, that Tren can cause, that indigestion that can cause hiccups, stuff like that. So, yeah. I'm glad I've never had something like that, chronic hiccups. That would be bad.
I get it. I just found ways to work around it.
What do you do?
Well, what works for me best is you got to do more shots per week. Cut them up.
Spread them out. Yeah, split them up as small as possible, right?
Yeah.
I think that's Go ahead.
Honestly, switching brands helps.
Yeah.
You get a lot of these impurities in what you got.
Yeah.
But I really think it has to do with, if you think about it, the digestive tract, a lot of it's regulated on the nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you're on Cline and Tren at the same time?
Yeah.
The nervous system's kind of out of whack. Because I noticed when I took Tren in the off season, I didn't get it. But in prep, I did. It's because you're doing Cline, you're doing Tren,
right?
You're doing cardio, you're taking stimulants to stay awake. Your nervous system is just an overdrive.
Yeah.
So up in the magnesium, the inositol, those kind of things helped a lot too. And then cutting my shots down to 50 milligrams per day instead of doing 100 milligrams every other day, which is doing 50 every day.
Yeah.
Made them smaller.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point that I want everyone that's listening, that's young in bodybuilding, to pay attention to. Split up your shots. Like, yeah, it's cool to have a syringe with 2 or 3 mils in it. Yeah, it looks cool, haha, whatever. But you're always better to split that in half. If you're going in one delt with 3 mils or 2 mils, go 1 mil in each delt. I was guilty of that throughout my career a lot too. Just, hey, you're in a hurry, get the next 3 days worth of shit and jam it all at once, or you're behind 3 days and then so. Yeah, like Tim said, take your total dose for the week, divide it by 7, and just do daily shots. It's literally the best way to do it. You're going to have consistent blood levels, and you won't have any fluctuations. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, with him, man, I wonder if he has acid reflux issues too.
Yeah, I think part of it's that. I have to talk to him. I haven't talked to him for a while about it. I don't know if he has any new foundings on it. A lot of
hate. That guy has a good shape, but dude, people were hating the fuck out of him. Second, because they were saying that he wasn't in good enough shape. But dude, I mean, you are who you face. He has good shape.
Yeah.
He looks huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
I think he got second at nationals.
He did 2 years ago. Yeah. 2020.
But there was a bunch of people messaging me, how did this guy get his pro card? Blah blah blah. The heavyweight class was fucking peeled.
Did you do USA's the year that Jordan Hutchinson won?
I did not.
Okay. So Ryan did USA's that year, and he got 9th, and he was blowing away Hutchinson in some of the poses, and I can't remember why the judges gave him 9th. I don't know if he was just a new guy or what, but then he went
for that show. If I remember. Ryan was peeled for that.
Yeah. He arguably could have been top 3, top 5 if they would have just put him up there. But then when he got his card a year or 2 later, he was dealing with the same shit, hiccups and all that stuff. So he was probably 85%, 80% there. So once he gets it together, he'll be really good pro.
He was moving and stuff. I was following some of his stuff. I think
he moved to Arizona for like a couple of weeks, and then he moved back. He had a crazy girlfriend at the time. He's with a really good chick now. She actually just got her pro card at North Americans in figure. She's a really cool. She's level-headed. His ex was all right. His last 2 exes were crazy as hell, but
Yeah, you personally, so it's always funnier when you know the guy.
I know, right?
I know people over here, I'm telling you, because he's your buddy. I'm just telling you, people send me, I got like 30 Facebook messages the day after that Nationals. They're like, man, you placed good because I was top five as a heavyweight.
Right.
They're like, but man, if you would have, so I cut my ass to make weight.
Yeah.
If you would have done supers, you would have got your pro card. They're like, this jackass got his pro card. He's not even. Yeah, that's what
That's
people were
funny.
saying. Sending to me. No,
Yeah, I
but
think
he was full as a house.
oh yeah. So it's what's funny is so like up here in the Northwest, we pretty much have the three open pros. It's Stu and then Ryan Foster and then Justin Shire.
Yeah.
So there's always kind of like a little rivalry, you know, who's the best out of the three of them. And they're all different. I personally think Ryan is the best just because he's like a combination of the size and aesthetics. And then Shire's like extremely aesthetic, smaller. Stu's extremely big, not as aesthetic, but has some aesthetic poses. One of these days we'll get them all three to compete at the same show. That would be cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Who would you put your money on? Who do you think's the best, and who would you put your money on? It's two different things.
If they were all 100%, Ryan for sure.
Yeah.
Because Ryan has a huge back.
He's got a big back.
And Stu and Shire do not. Stu's got a huge back. It's just he doesn't have a good back double. It's just all just in density. There's not, you know, not he doesn't open up in the back double.
Yeah.
And then Shire's got the really high lats. So I think if they were all like, and Ryan's got the best
Shire
legs.
needs to get his legs bigger.
Stu?
No, Shire needs to get. I would say,
yeah. I was just gonna say that would be the difference. With Ryan would have the biggest legs and the biggest back and the biggest arms. So I just his arms are crazy too.
So potential wise, you're saying he's got the best.
Yes, yeah. And then Shire is right there behind him because you never know. Like if Shire could take that physique and put 30 pounds on it, that's going to be nasty.
Yeah. Shire's got the best technique.
Yeah, he's got incredible form, and he's a super nice guy too.
Yeah, I faced him he's got like a finger missing or something.
Dude, he's
knows about that.
Bro, he's the salt of the earth type of dude. He's got so many crazy stories. Yeah, so he's missing his last three fingers on his right hand.
Yeah.
It's like a nub here, and then these two is nothing, and this one's like a nub.
People don't notice it though when he's on stage.
No. Have you heard the story?
No, I just I mean I saw him on more bands.
Bro, it's a hilarious story. I'll send you the podcast. He did a podcast with Dusty and Ron, and he told the story. He used to be into BMX riding, and he was just kind of a wild kid. So I don't want to tell the story for him, but like long story short, he got on a BMX. He was going to bomb down this hill. Some random crackhead lady was like, let me jump on your bike on the pegs. And he was like, okay. And this crackhead jumps on his bike, and they bomb down the hill, and they fucking run into a car at the bottom of the hill, and they hit the car and they went flying, and he like broke his femur. I think he hit the car.
Yeah.
His fingers got sliced off. He broke his femur. The crazy part about it, the crackhead lady got up, started screaming at him, and fucking ran off. And he's like almost dead.
How old was he?
This was way before bodybuilding. This was like maybe 10 years in his early 20s, maybe late teen.
That goes to show, man, everybody else takes, I mean, dude, think about it. He built a physique and he's missing fingers like that. Like, how important is that for other body parts?
Yeah. And I mean, breaking your femur, I imagine would take to build legs. I mean, I guess your femur would heal. It's a big bone, but yeah.
That's insane, man.
He's got some crazy stories.
How old is Stu in Shire? And
so Shire is like our age. He's a late 30s guy. He's a mid to late 30s guy. I think he's 36. And then Stu and Ryan are young, man. They're like 29, 30.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're 28 to 30, right around there. But yeah.
Any of them?
Train with them?
Yeah.
I train with Ryan. Sometimes we used to train together more often, but we're gonna start training together here pretty soon, probably.
Good.
But we have trained together a few times, definitely. Stu in Shire. Stu lives like 3 hours north in Seattle, and then he's actually moving to Texas like this week, to Dallas, where all those guys are moving to.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where all those dudes. And then Shire lives in Oregon, same as me, but he's way down in southern Oregon. He's in like Grants Pass, which is about 4 hours from me, I think.
He owns a gym, right?
Yeah, he owns a gym. Yeah, he's got it made down there. He's balling. He's got a bunch. He owns a big weed company and a big growing fields, and he's like well off from that.
Yeah.
Aside from bodybuilding,
That's great.
Yeah.
You're at O'Malley's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you just train people there, or are you manager too, or what?
No, I don't work there. I work full time in private, like private security. It's armed security, so I do that, and then I have about 5 online. I maintain about 5 to 7 online clients, just because I don't have the time for really anymore, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep 5 to 10 online clients, and then I'll work.
Pays for your hobby.
Yep, exactly. And then every once in a while, if the timing's right, I'll train somebody, but that's not as often,
What you need to do is get a young guy who works out with you and pays you a weekly.
To what?
Yeah, a guy who's decent, who looks up to you, and they pay you like a weekly.
Right. Yeah, to train with.
They train with you.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That would be your best idea. Like a young guy who's full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
And just
give him a good deal. Yeah, just have him.
Not the fucking guys now where, hey, we're supposed to be squatting, but hey, can we just do like single leg bossy ball lunges?
I know, right?
That's what these young kids do now.
I'm glad to see all the Mr. Olympia competitors hammer in the court, the good exercises these last few weeks.
Absolutely.
Have you seen? Yeah, you've seen the videos. Yeah.
I think Derek's going to get taken.
I'm still going to go with Hottie, but man, Derek, I just watched his video earlier. He's looking fucking just crazy.
He's morphin'.
I know.
Morphin'.
This might be Hottie's last chance before Derek flies away with it.
Hottie's been lean for a while, but he looks the
know.
Same.
What about Keon, dude? Keon's just is separating himself.
That shape is just nutty.
Everyone knew it's like if it's that guy that, hey, if he ever gets his shit fully together, like upstairs, he'll be the man, and then he's finally
getting last place at a pro show not too like a couple years ago.
Yeah. He found a good girl. He's not, his mental game is good, and I think he's gonna reel off. He's gonna be like Derek and reel off a couple, and then have to think about whether or not he wants to go into the open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. How big? What does he weigh on stage? Right at 212?
No, I think he's right around 200, so he's got a little bit of room. But he's
I really wish they do, Rob. I really wish what they would do is keep this so simple: 200 and under, then 225, and then maybe like 250 and up or something.
Dude, I was saying the same in the pros.
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying I think they should do 3 classes:
200, 225, 250 and up.
Or maybe they could go 190. Yeah, like spread it out a little bit more. Go like 190, 225, and then just super heavy after that. Open.
Yeah.
I agree. That would be cool.
That would change the game, because guess what? Derek's probably 235 on stage, so he's winning that class. And the guys who are 250 and up, you're looking at guys like Hunter Labrada, Samson, Rand.
Yeah.
Randy's not in it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have, and then all 3 of them, I guess, should face. I really think there should only be one Mr. Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
But you have 3 different,
Yeah. They could even have the classic guy jump in there.
I thought, oh man, Chris Bumstead thing was the biggest.
Dude.
What? Gymshark?
That was the douchiest thing he's ever done in his career, man.
I thought it was gonna be something legit.
I know. It was.
Everybody was excited. Like, when is it? When is it? When is it? And then like,
it was so not like him because it was so douchey. but whatever. He's making money. I wish he would have just came out and be like, hey, here's the deal. They offered me 10 mil. The other fucking douchey company offered me 7. So I'm going to be wearing this one for 10.
Wow.
Well, hey, man, I know it's getting late over there. Thanks for coming on, bro.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Next week we'll get some more people on and
what topics you want to talk about next week?
What I usually do is I'll kind of write them down and gather them throughout the week, and then I'll send them to you next time, like a couple days before.
Yeah.
So we can get more topics going, and then maybe we'll like throw a question post on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on, bro. Keep training hard. We're over here rooting for you to go get that pro card at nationals.
Yeah, how's your training going? Good.
It's going really good, man. Yeah, starting to sleep better. I wasn't sleeping very good there for a little bit, but figured that out. Now I'm just grinding, trying to put on weight. Huh?
38.
Yeah, 38. Yeah.
Are you going to do Masters Nationals one day?
I'm gonna keep going in the open until I'm in my 40, if and then I'll jump in 40 and over. But I never believed that
Americans would be cool because you can do both.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be a cool one because guess what? Think about the stress level. When you already got your pro card in the Masters division, you go in the open, like
right, and just chilling.
Whatever I do here doesn't mean shit.
That's what I figure out.
Sometimes guys win both.
Mm-hmm.
They win both.
Yeah, there was a guy. That's the guy, the black dude. Gosh, what's his name? Anyways, the guy that won the supers.
That's right.
At North Americans won, or no, he didn't win the overall, but he did win the 35 and over and the open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, man, just keep training hard.
Yeah.
What are you weighing right now?
255.
255. And then you competed last time at 238, right?
Yeah, 238.
Yeah. So hopefully about 242.
Probably going to be a real nasty peeled 238 this time.
Yeah. An even better 238.
Just peeled, I'm going to nasty peeled in front of him.
Yeah, because 238 is good for you because you're 5'9", right?
5'7", so
5'7". Oh, that's huge. Yeah. I need to get my weight up over here.
You're big, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Yeah, because most of the guys that are going to be 6 foot. So
yeah,
I don't have to. I just need to maximize my frame, and the scale doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
For you though, is your waist is small.
Yeah.
Your waist is small.
Yeah, just keep it small. Grow everything else.
So yeah, you have to message me later, but I'll be here next week. Just let me know.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you and your wife came over here, that'd be cool. We get some training.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, come see the Oregon coast and shit. It's pretty nice over here.
I stay in. What's the actual city? Yeah, message me.
Portland. Yeah, Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, the biggest city.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'll message you, man.
Cool.
Thanks for coming on, bro. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Later.